And we now welcome into the set our draft expert, Jonathan Gavoni. And you apparently already, you just got here. You sat down 5 seconds ago and you have breaking news for us about a top 2020 prospect.
Uh-oh.
That's right, yeah. Terry Armstrong, previously coming into the University of Arizona, has decided to sign with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in the NBL. He's the third player to join the NBL Rising Star program after RJ Hampton and LaMelo Ball. And he's a potential first-round prospect, so it'll be very exciting to see him out there as well. Everybody wants to play in Australia now.
I guess so. Australia, New Zealand, that whole league is really amazing. This is interesting to me that we're seeing yet another highly rated kid opting not to go the college route. I mean, we've talked about this for years, right? About that if the NCAA stuck to its guns about not paying kids even for just things like making money off their own likenesses, there would start to be other options for them. Do you feel like this trend is something that we should be noticing more?
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize, first of all, it's not for everybody, right? Going internationally is a big adjustment for a vet player, let alone a teenager. But having said that, there are more and more kids where this is going to be an option that's attractive. And Jonathan, I know you could talk about this a lot. Australia, the Australian League, the NBL, has really positioned themselves with an eye towards these type of prospects in a way that the EuroLeague teams, that the Chinese Basketball Association teams haven't. The idea that we're going to have a program that identifies and makes life easier for these kids to come over here and become professionals. And obviously it doesn't hurt that's an English-speaking country, and it's a lot more like living here than it is, say, China or Lithuania.
I mean, I don't know, Kendrick. Sounds to me like you were right when you said a month ago or so that just more kids going to Cass University.
Yeah, listen, I'm with it. Since they took out the rule of guys going straight from high school, if you could start your career early, why not? I mean, you going to college, you already know, most of these college guys know they're getting drafted the next year anyway. Why not go put $1 million or a couple $100,000 in your pocket and start your career early, or risk going to college, maybe getting hurt, falling in the draft, when you could start building a financial base early? Because, I mean, the college is not paying. They're paying the coaches, but they're not paying the players. So why not?
Quick question for Jonathan. Have you talked to the college coaches? How do they react when they hear more and more of these top prospects going overseas?
I think they don't mind it. They like the idea of guys having options. Like you said, college isn't for everybody. Right. And if a kid doesn't want to go to school, then why not give him that opportunity to go make money? They want to see, the one-and-done rule eliminated and just let all these guys go straight to the NBA if they could.
Why not? University of Cash, baby. Go get it. Go get it.
And look, more options is good, right?
Yes.
Because there's some guys who do really well with going to college, who get that structure and they get an education and just what it's like to be around other young adults and that life. Zion Williamson certainly is somebody who benefited from the spotlight of Duke. Those two married each other, and boy, did we get an incredible, incredible college season from him. And now he's playing tonight. All the hype for two Duke products, Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett, facing off for the first time, frenemies on the court, right? What should fans expect to see, Kendrick, when we see these two talents not together anymore, but on opposite sides?
Well, I'm going to speak on behalf of Zion. I think he's going to live up to the hype. You've never seen a guy that's this explosive, this talented, but play with this high energy level. And I think he's going to bring it. He haven't disappointed us yet. We watched him in high school. We was like, oh, he's dunking over guys that's 6'1". And then he take it to the college level and dominate the college level. So nothing changed here. And this guy has a motor. He has heart. And I think he's going to put on the show. And guess what? I'm going to be in here watching tonight, too. I tell you that.
Absolutely.
I think, first of all, everything Kendrick said is right. The thing that is most attractive about Zion is typically someone that talented doesn't play that hard all the time.
Not at all.
He plays like a guy trying to make a roster. He plays that hard. So that's really cool. But on the other hand, I've been doing a lot of summer leagues. Big men don't always get to dominate because a lot of times they just don't get the ball enough. And so I'm looking at RJ. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. I'm excited to see the things that he's going to be able to do on the floor today.
All right. And, Jonathan, we expect RJ, we expect Zion, John Morant, right, to have big crowds here and a lot of fun at Summer League. But are there rookie sleepers that you expect to emerge here when we're in Las Vegas?
Yeah, Carson Edwards is the guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing. He broke the NCAA tournament record with 28 three-pointers in 4 games. He dropped 42 points on Virginia, the national champions, the best defense in college basketball. This guy is ready to come in and make an impact, and the Summer League setting is built for him. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does out here for the Boston Celtics.
Do you have any sleeper picks, either one of you guys?
I got 2 sleeper picks. I've been watching the Sacramento Summer League, Marquise Bowman for Duke.
Yeah.
He's been playing extremely well for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're really high on him right now. Also, if you look at Shamari Pons that came from St. John's, he didn't get drafted. Houston knew they didn't have a draft pick. They signed him right away to, I think, a 2 or 3 year deal because I coached him at the Combine, and he actually was the best point guard at the Combine. He just didn't pass the quote-unquote NBA eye test because of the body fat. But, hey, if he could put the ball in the basket and he could go out there and be productive, I don't care if he weigh 100 and, 2,000 pounds or whatever.
So did he get the retirement 30 before he even got
retired?
into the NBA? Is that what happened to him?
I pulled him to the side and told him, hey, this is what you got to do, man. You got to trim up. I gave him the real.
Okay.
But he's one of my sleepers. And Houston knew that they was taking him. And that's why they signed him with no hesitation.
The vet leadership of Kendrick Perkins, extended
Lives
past his
on.
playing career.
Exactly.
Now, I would just throw out Tyler Hero for Miami. A lot of times guys go to Kentucky and they're asked to play a role. And so you hear Tyler Hero's a shooter, but his percentages don't really say that he's a great shooter. Much like Devin Booker when he was at Kentucky, great shooter, but the numbers didn't really say that. But you see them in a different setting, being asked to do different things, and most importantly, with spacing around them. Because in the NBA game, you have much more room to operate. I think he's going to have a good summer league.
And then also, we go have some guys that's out there that's we going to be like, wow, who is that?
Yeah.
That's fighting for them jobs. They're going to have guys that's probably on the Pelicans who go look forward to guarding RJ Barrett to make a name for themselves. So that's the ones you got to look out for also.
That's one of the most fun things about either being here at Summer League or watching it on TV. You get to watch these guys, then in 3 years, 4 years, when they really fully mature into the powerhouse NBA players that we know they get to, you can say, well, I remember in Summer League when he did this. You get to be one of those people. That's, why to keep it locked here all day. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.